Hey there, and welcome. We're about to dive into a powerful tool that, believe it or not, you already have. So if you've ever thought meditation was, I don't know, too complicated or just not for you, you're going to want to stick around. We're about to find out just how simple this can be.
All right, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I actually want you to try something with me. Don't worry, it's super simple. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to download anything. You just need, well, you. I'm not talking about your phone or your keys. Nope. I'm talking about your breath. It's always with you, right? No matter where you are or what you're doing. So just for a second, let's use it. That's it. Right now, just take one single deep conscious breath. In and out. Really feel the air coming in and feel it going out. Perfect. And that's it. You did it. I know what you might be thinking. Wait, that was it? That's all? And the answer is a big, resounding yes. That one little moment of awareness, that was the whole point. So yeah, congratulations are in order. That moment where you intentionally paid attention to your breath, that was meditation. See, it's not about forcing your mind to be empty. It's just about focusing it, even if it's just for a few seconds. The truth is, we all have these kinds of moments. You know, that feeling of calm when you're watching a beautiful sunset, or that split second of total clarity on a quiet walk. Meditation isn't about inventing some new feeling. It's really just about learning how to access those moments a little more often and on purpose. So, if it's not about sitting on a mountaintop and chanting for hours, what is this whole thing really about? What's the end game here? Let's break it down. I love this way of looking at it. Meditation isn't about checking out from the world. It's about changing how we show up in it. It's about noticing all the stuff that holds us back. You know, the stress, the worry, the constant distraction, and learning how to gently move past it. It's about getting out of our own way. And when we get out of our own way, something pretty cool happens. We create space. And in that space, yeah, we feel better physically and mentally, for sure. But it also gets quieter, you know? Quiet enough to finally hear our own inner wisdom. It helps us build what you could call discernment, that gut feeling, the ability to tell the difference between what's real and what's just noise. Okay, let's be real. There are a ton of weird ideas out there about meditation, and honestly, they stop a lot of people before they even give it a try. So let's just bust a few of the biggest myths right now. Okay, myth number one, the big one, you have to stop thinking. Let me tell you, that is literally impossible. Your brain is a thought-making machine. That's its job. The goal isn't to shut the machine down. It's to stop getting tangled up in everything it produces. You learn to just watch the thoughts. Let them float by like clouds in the sky instead of getting swept up in a hurricane. Here's another one. You have to do this for months to feel any difference. Nope, not true. Remember that breath we took a minute ago? You probably felt a tiny shift right then and there. A little moment of calm. The benefits aren't some prize waiting at a far-off finish line. They start the moment you start. What about the idea that taking time for yourself is selfish? Think about it this way. On an airplane, they always tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first, right? You can't help anyone else if you can't breathe. Well, this is your oxygen mask. It's essential self-care that gives you the capacity to be more present, more patient, and way more helpful to everyone else in your life. And finally, please forget about having to twist yourself into a pretzel. You can do this sitting in a chair. You can do it lying in bed, standing in line at the grocery store, or walking your dog. How your body is positioned is way, way less important than where your attention is. So now that we've cleared all that up, how do we actually do this? Well, let's come back to where we started, to that simple, powerful, and totally free tool that's with you at all times. You know, if you ever watch a baby sleeping, you'll see their little belly rise and fall. That deep, full breathing, that's our factory setting. That's how we're supposed to breathe. But as life happens and stress piles on, our breath gets short and shallow, all stuck up in our chest, and that basically sends a panic signal to our brain that says, danger, keeping us on high alert. So here's how we get back to that natural state. Just find a comfy seat. As you breathe in through your nose, imagine a balloon in your belly is slowly inflating. Then, as you breathe out through your mouth, just let that balloon gently deflate. Now, here's the most important part. Your mind will wander. That is 100% guaranteed. And when it does, that's not a failure.
You just notice and gently, without any judgment, you bring your focus back to the breath. That's the whole practice. And this, right here, might be the most important takeaway of all. This isn't about setting aside a whole hour to go on some epic meditation journey. A few deep breaths here and there throughout your day is so much more effective than one long session once a week. It's the consistency that really counts.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. We've talked about a single breath, a simple technique, a daily practice. But what does it all lead to? What's the bigger picture here?
There's this incredible idea, often credited to the Buddha. The idea is that our inner world, our thoughts, our level of calm, our presence, doesn't just stay locked up inside our heads. It actually radiates outward and colors how we experience everything and everyone around us.
And that really brings us to the final and most important question. This whole practice starts with just one breath, but it's really an invitation to consciously decide how you want to show up in your own life. So the question is, what kind of world do you want to make? Thanks so much for joining me.